because no matter how cool something is, the selling part of it, and when I say when you can't sell, it doesn't mean the physical selling aspect. It's about the sales strategy, right? Because in our data company, one of our companies is a company called Ready Contacts, where we build marketing data sets for other customers, right? So very large companies like Salesforce, CA, Akamai, they're all our customers, all the way to venture funded startups, right? So with that company for the last 8 years, we've understood so many different markets, because we're talking to the VPs of marketing who's saying that, hey, here's our campaign, here's who we are targeting, and here are the kind of people we are looking for, right? So based on that, we know that if you're doing an education or a healthcare startup, wherever in the world it is, it's going to be a very, very, very challenging journey, right? Versus if you're selling to marketeers, it's going to be a much easier and scalable way of selling something, right? So, so I think it is those few fundamentals of identifying the idea, understanding how to sell, and then being passionate about it. I mean, the reason we built our photo backup company was because I lived the pain. So I felt that there are at least a few more people like me who are probably suffering from the same problem, right? And just so that I give context to it, right? It's a product called Pickback Man, and what it essentially does is it takes your pictures from wherever they are, all devices. We've got PC, Mac, iPhone, and Android, and it backs it to your own online storage that you trust, whether it's Flickr, Picasa, Dropbox, whatever it is, and it does it redundantly, and it does it at a click of a button. So if a lot of you have gone, traveled, come back, had 5,000 photos to back up, it's a problem that you just cannot solve. With Flickr's, I think 1 terabyte storage limit also, they limit the uploads by 200 photos at a time. And none of us have the time to actually, sit and do that. And I've gone through it many times. So Pickback Man just automates that whole thing, right? And in the last 18 months, we've backed up, I think, 85 million pictures for users across 130 countries.
Oh.
So it started with, just my personal, and truly, I mean, there's literally no sugarcoating here. It's my personal problem. I don't know how many times I have, set it for backup and it fails in the morning.
Any interesting pictures you can describe for?
They're all safely backed up.
It's actually interesting because most incubators, an entrepreneur with an idea, etc., goes and then incubators kind of interview and decide whether such a thing is incubatable. It is much more difficult to start with an idea and bolt on an entrepreneur on top of it. Although it has been done, in my experience, the success rate of this other way around is much lower. So, do you have this kind of chicken and egg, or is it always that a person has to come to you with, because you started with your own ideas as well.
Yeah.
But you are not running all of them yourself.
Right.
So you need to find an entrepreneur, a CEO type,
Right.
who will actually run with it.
Right.
How do you find those? How do you get them to be passionate about an idea that did not start with them at this early stage? Right? How does that happen?
So I think honestly we haven't solved that problem, and it is a very, very difficult problem to solve. However, the 6 internal companies that we've built at Better, all of them have a lead that I believe is very passionate, has gained the understanding of the product and the heart of the product very well. But that has happened over time. So they were all employees who became so loyal and so committed to the product that I can truly call them founders. So the guy who runs Pickback Man, he's an engineer, but he's picked up, analytics and cohort analysis and whatnot, just to understand what's a subscription rate, who's falling off, customer service, how do we make customer service into marketing and things like that. So I think some of it is, I think, building that entrepreneurial fabric, and then kind of finding some people who are just genuine, I think, right? So I think each of the companies and the leads there, if you see, they're all genuine people who really love what they're doing. Right? So I think we haven't solved that specific problem. We're in the process of experimenting with 2 companies right now. But it's a tough one. So I think it's going to be a blend of what we bring in terms of what we've done so far, and then kind of help a company that's just getting started, either completely bringing them in-house or funding them at a really, really early stage.
So out of the 6 so far, all of them are, as far as the chicken and egg thing, it started with an idea, and the CEO kind of either by good planning or serendipitously kind of emerged himself or herself? Or?
So I wouldn't say a CEO person across all 6.
I don't mean designation-wise.
No, as in the personality also.
Right.
I think we have a founder who's going to lose his sleep over the product, right? So I think we've thankfully, been able to figure that out. So I think each of the 6 companies have that, which is the only thing that is going to, which is very essential for it to succeed in the long run.
You talked about passion. So when you look for people to lead these businesses, almost as a founder, or even people who will come to you in future with ideas of their own, what do you look for in them? What are those 1 or 2 things that you feel very strongly about that you want to have in that person?
Right. I think the most important thing I would probably look at is commitment, right? Because there is no aspect or no day in running a business that is easy, right? So you really want to look at somebody who's truly committed that they can't do anything. I am doing this because I don't think I can do anything else, right? So somehow you have to find somebody who says, hey, I don't see myself doing anything else but running a business, right? So I think that's essential. If you're making a trade-off between this job and how much, and actually if money comes in the middle, that's end of story, because you can always make more money by not doing a startup across the world, anywhere in the world, right? So if that happens, then that's a disqualifier, I think. But I think you can make out some people, and sometimes it's trial and error.
So anybody might be interested, how do people approach you? Just an operational thing, if they want to have a shot at being a better incubated company?
I think email is the best option. My email is vaibhav@betterlabs.net, and I'm very, very accessible. Definitely want to help anybody, not even whether it's just for advice or for anything more than that.
By the way, I just wanted to clarify that we did talk about this overall My Story session, and we have a very loose set of questions that we identified will really bring out the person as well as the story, but there is a lot of impromptu reaction to what he's saying, and so it may appear a little bit not very well, a good flow. So
a little bit real.
A little bit real. In fact, before I started, I was going to ask him to raise his hand and say, I swear that I'll tell the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, etc. But
we didn't do that. Right?
Yeah, we didn't do that. So you're off the hook. One thing, it really something that I think is important, and even in my personal life, where I became a VC in a big company that is Intel, and like Peter Principle, I was made a VC in a position which was, where I had reached my level of incompetence, I think, and I got a very good advice at that time, saying that making an investment is really easy, right? The way that we see the statistics with VC ventures fail, even monkeys with darts could probably get a similar success rate, which is true probably. So the advice was that it's not about investing; it's really about making your investment successful. And what I really understood and realized that in my experience before I became a VC, there was nothing that I had done on the business side, the sales, marketing, the strategy, etc.